Hi, I'm Jason Matthews, owner of Matthews Painting Company near Warsaw, Indiana. We continue our tutorial videos that we show all of our new painters who we train to become professional painters. Today I'm simply going to be showing you how we scuff sand a door or trim. I won't be scuff sanding trim today because I'm working in our training area in our shop, but I will be showing you how we scuff sand a painted door in preparation for actually applying paint. We have some different sanding blocks and sanding pads here. These sanding blocks or pads or sponges are called several different things. We use these on drywall, so don't use those. Throwing those over there, add a little humor. This pad here, this 3M medium, we actually use on cabinets that are stained or trim that is stained that we're actually going to prime and paint. It's a little bit more abrasive than this maroon pad here, so we're not going to use that on a painted door. These maroon pads, about a medium coarseness, if that's even a word, that is what we use on painted trim and painted doors to scuff sand. The reason we scuff sand is to provide some tooth or adhere or some scratches so that our paint actually adheres to the surface. We don't sand it all the way down, we're just trying to scratch the surface. So if the camera can kind of come in at an angle here, I'm going to go ahead and actually do half this door for the sake of time. But I like to actually start on the top, and it's just a few swipes like this. Now I'm hoping if you're at an angle, you can actually see the scratches start to develop in this door. On these panels here, I want to be careful not to expose raw wood on these two edges. So I really just take my two fingers and I just drag it a few times inside these panels like this. And we call that good. Again, a couple times up and down. And then we continue our sanding on the flat areas. Now if you're getting a scuff sand, I don't know if you can see my fingers, we've got some powder on my fingers. Feels like baby powder. That's all you need to do for scuff sanding a door to have proper adhesion. Again, two fingers in the panels here, a few times up and down, and that's plenty. We have a little bit of powder. If your pad starts to fill up like this, you can knock it out. Typically we have painter pants on. You can also just take some of that dust off and go right back into your scuff sanding, like so. You can go ahead and step back now, the camera. After we have scuff sanded the entire door, we now take a vacuum or a fuzzy attachment. Now if we have a paintbrush, you can keep the camera over here. I'm going to walk out of view here for a minute. Typically we have an old paintbrush. This is just a little brush that we had in the shop. And we'll brush the areas out with an old paintbrush. That works, but we usually have an old paintbrush with us. It's going to get loud. We take a fuzzy attachment. I like the natural hair rather than the plastic filaments. It does a little better job. The reason we use the small fuzzy attachment is it gets down into these nooks and crannies very well. It's going to get loud here. Start at the top. Okay, and after we do that, I could have been a little more prepared here. I have a tack cloth that's ready. Now in one of our other videos, we have how to unfold one of these tack cloths. You always drop them on the floor, that always helps, just kidding. We had two in there. And you just start wiping really softly, starting at the top. Now, these tack cloths actually come folded in a square. And so the other video will show this actually opening up into a larger rectangle. And since this one's not opened up all the way properly, I'm going to go ahead and just give you a quick tutorial on opening those all the way up, okay? When that's opened all the way up, you just barely fluff it, and I'm pushing very, very soft, working top to bottom. Now my hands are sticky. This is a sticky cheesecloth, again called a tack cloth. And this is how we get the rest of the dust off that maybe the vacuum or dust brush did not get off. Something you don't do with this tack cloth is you don't push hard. Even though those of you at home or new employees can't actually feel this, if I push really hard and touch that, it's tacky. So when you start learning how to tack cloth your trim and doors, after you do it softly, go back and fill that door with your other hand. If it's tacky, you need to get some mineral spirits, wipe that area down, let it dry, and then start over your tack clothing a lot lighter so that you're not releasing this glue or adhesive that's in here that draws the dust into this. If you liked what you saw, just give us a thumbs up on our YouTube, or you can contact us at matthewspainting.com.